Hey everyone, welcome back to a new series that I will be running on this channel from now on. I know it's been a while since I last uploaded something, but now I've got something new going on, and it'll be a career mode with the Sporting Club de Portugal, as you may have figured from the thumbnail or the title. Now, the first thing I want to be talking about is the performance level. I'm gonna be using professional because, as you may know, I'm not the best FIFA players, and last time I played career mode, which was about FIFA 14, the difficulty that I was using was professional, because semi-pro was pretty easy for me, and then world class was just impossible to play, so I found that professional was about the right choice for me. And if you feel like the game is too easy for me with this difficulty, I can anytime bump it up to world class, and we'll see about that. Now let's see if we get any European football in our first season. So we get no Champions Cup, no Euro League. Can we swap ourselves for another Portuguese team maybe, so that we get some European football, at least EuroLeague? I'll be thankful. Yeah, we're gonna play right here. I mean, I'm not too excited for the first season because I know that there are some things that have to be changed so that my team can actually compete in the Champions League, but EuroLeague is just fine for the first season, and maybe if we qualify for Champions League we're gonna have that as well. Now we got the squad. Let me quickly type my name in here. Let's choose Portugal too, maybe it's gonna help us a little bit. And here we go. Sporting Club de Portugal, new boss. Now, what I'm gonna be doing in this first episode, I'm gonna take a look at the squad because I don't know their first squad decently enough. I just know a few of their players. Like this. What's this? Oh, it's the pre-season tournament invite. I noticed this new feature in FIFA 16. Let's see, who do we want? I'm gonna go with the European International Cup because obviously it has the most money, and I don't think that the other teams were tough, so we should be getting some money off that thing too. Now, let's see, what objectives do we have? So I think we're expected to win the cup, of course. The league, we gotta win the league too, so that will be pretty tough with the good teams, with the likes of Porto and Benfica, but we're definitely up there. They're telling me we need to get a striker too, so I need to see what players we've got right now. We've got some scout reports. Yeah, I'll check them out a little bit later. And so that's about it. We gotta win the cup, win the league, and probably oh no, that's not about the Euro League, it's just about the tournament that we're gonna be running before the championship starts. So our budget for this career for the beginning will be 14 millions, which I think I can squeeze up to like 16 because the wage budget is pretty big. We'll see about that. It's a good sum. You can definitely get a few good players with that budget. Now let's see a little bit of the team. So we've got Slimani here. Let's check him out a little bit. So he's got some really nice stats. I mean, He's not the paciest, but he's definitely got a good technique, good shooting. He's pretty strong. Also, that heading accuracy makes me wanna play some wingers around him so he could get more crosses. He's only 27, so he'll be doing fine a few, like 1 to maybe 3 years, and so he's definitely staying. Now Gutierrez, let's see him as well. He's 30 years old, so we might be able to keep him for like half the season, because then he's definitely gonna be decreasing and his overall will be decreasing and we'll be losing some money on him. Otherwise his stats are pretty nice, a little bit pacier than Slimani, but he doesn't have the same technique. He's got good finishing though. Then in the middle we've got Adrian Silva. I know him from previous FIFAs and he was a pretty nice all-round midfielder. As you can see, he has some nice stats, except the fact that he's not that pacey, but you know, he's got good passing shots, he's got good defensive stats as well. So 26 years old, he's definitely going to be one of my better players. Now we've got Ruiz. I think he's the Fulham guy, the ex-Fulham guy. I already see a downside because he's 29, and don't get me wrong, he has pretty nice stats, but he doesn't have like anything special except from his dribbling and ball control. He's very balanced, but I think that's one of the positions that I will be looking to improve. Maybe this this transfer window, excuse me. So we've got Carvalho, the beast. He's 23 years old and already looks like a future beast. He's got very good defensive stats. As far as I know, I don't think he's very pacey. Let's check this out. Yeah, he's got pretty low pace, but he's very strong and has good defensive stats. So no one is going to move him from that role. Now here we have Joao Mario, who I think is a very talented young player, 22 years old. I think he's regarded as one of the future best players of at least the Sporting club, if not the Portugal national team. He's got some nice stats for his age, like he's got decent pace and all that stuff, but he's got good dribbling too and passing, so he's definitely staying here because he's young. Now the defense doesn't look as good as the offensive side or the midfield, so I think that's gonna be where we'll have to do some changes. Now let's see those guys. Bruno Cesar, how old is he? He's 26. He looks decent, you know, he's got some good technique here, some good skill stats. I don't know if he's the paciest, probably not. We might be looking to replace him because of that, because you know, you need some pace on those wings. But he's not bad. I mean, he's still got some room to improve. Now here we got Semedo, another young player who I think he might be in the first team just because he's young and he has the potential to grow, but centre back is a pretty important spot, so I will be thinking if I'm going to replace him or, you know, play him as a first team player. Now we have Coates, who I don't know if he's on loan or he's been on a permanent transfer to Sporting. He's pretty tall, strong, decently good defender. Yeah, his pace is pretty bad too, but he's very strong. I mean, one of those two defenders would definitely be replaced because I need someone who's like class. Otherwise, he's not very old too. He could be staying if he's our player permanently. And on the right back position we have Charlotto, who looks like a pretty balanced player. He's got some really good pace as well, but his overall is only 74, which I don't know. I will be looking for some better players because he has good physical stats, but as you can see, his defending stats aren't that great. So definitely one of those who I'll be looking to replace. Now let's quickly check out the reserve too. We've got this guy Barkos, who's pretty old, but he has 5-star weak foot. We'll have to ship him off too, I'm pretty sure. We've got Aquilani, who's 30 years old. I'm pretty sure he's a quality player, but you know, in career mode you gotta go for the young ones. Now we have Martins, who I've seen before, like he's one of the bigger potential players in career mode, and we're definitely gonna be keeping. We have this guy Oliveira, who I don't know why he isn't playing in the first squad, because I would play him in one of those two spots, either Coates or Semedo. We'll keep him on the bench for the moment, but he's definitely going to go in the first team. We've got this left back who is 24, some room to improve. Another right back, 22. We have a young goalkeeper, but he's not that good. This guy, I don't know why he's not at least on the bench, because I thought he was one of the good players at the club. He's got some really nice overall stats. I mean, he's definitely better than this guy that we have at the moment. So we're gonna slot him right there. Another players, we've got this guy Martin, so I think he's a pretty young player too. He's 25, but he may have some potential, so I should probably put him on the bench instead of some of the older players that are simply not going to grow. And this guy Naldo, he's 26. I figure he's going to be a pretty good reserve. Figueredo, he's 21, probably gonna grow as well. We might have to loan some of those players, like Gold 2. He's a 19 years old player with 5-star weak foot. He's definitely going to be growing a lot. And we still have Corellia, even though I think he was transferred this summer window. I'm not sure, but it's a good thing that we still have him, because even though we got a lot of backup on the right side with Mario, with Martins, and now him too. And the last player that I'll have to check is this guy, another youngster. So that's one thing I like a lot about Sporting, that they have a lot of young players, and you know, you can always sell off the older ones and don't worry about the replacement, because you've got plenty of young potential on the bench. The goalkeeper is Rui Patricio. I don't think he's very old, so yeah, 27 years old. We're not gonna be worrying about that spot. So now let's compare a little bit. Let's see Coates and Semedo, who are we going to bench and play the other guy instead. I think they're pretty similar, Semedo and Coates, but I think that Semedo is younger and he has more chances to grow. So what I'm gonna be doing is play Oliveira instead of Coates and keep Semedo there, because maybe he's gonna grow. Now when you look at the first team, it looks pretty solid. The only kind of two spots that I'm thinking about replacing is the right back position, getting someone who's better defensively, and maybe the striker spot, because Gutierrez is getting old and he's not gonna be the same beast for the next years. Now we're gonna be saving this team sheet, and I'm probably gonna be looking on the transfer window for some strikers before I'll end the episode, so you can probably think about it and tell me who do you think is better. Alright, so to wrap up the episode, I'm gonna show you my transfer targets for this window. So in the striker department, we've got Voland. He's 22 years old, from Germany. As you can see, he's got a nice physical stats. He's got good attacking position, which is something I'm interested in, and then he's got good finishing and shot powers. Not the best skill attributes, but I think they're good enough, and he's definitely good physically. The second striker will be Correa. Yeah, he's also got some nice physical attributes. Not the best mental attributes, I guess, but he's a very young player. He's 20 years old, and I think his overall is already around the 80 mark, so he'll be getting into the 80s, maybe mid 80s soon. And the third striker will be Fekir from Olympique Lyonnais. He's got good physical stats like the other two. Same good attack speed, attack positioning, and skill attributes. He's actually pretty good. Another young player. He's 21 years old, and I'm pretty sure he has a lot of potential. And in the right back department, we've got Gaspar of Villarreal. Who is pacey, but at the same time I was looking for someone with some good defensive stats. As you can see here, his tackles are surely around the 80 mark. Someone else that I could be looking to buy would be Florenzi of Rome. As you can see, his physical stats are great, and also his defensive stats, maybe they're not that good, but I think they will grow a little bit because he still got some potential. And lastly, we've got Bruno Perez, who's obviously got some very good physical attributes. As you may know, I'm not very familiar with his skill attributes, especially regarding his tackles. I guess they're about the 70-75 mark, but I think that his physical attributes make up for it. So if you've got any suggestions, if you prefer someone from this list over someone else, please tell me in the comments, or if you got any other suggestions, I would gladly appreciate them. So this is where the first episode will be ending, because I don't want to make it over 20 minutes. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for the next episode. Goodbye.